So we click. We click on a day that is today. It is now. But for me, my now is before your now. We both have the same now, but one is before the other. But they're both the same. They're both now. Now or to know. You want to put a K in front of the now to know. So what would be the reason to put a K in front of the no or now? Well, the reason we put the K, because it's the 11th card in the deck, is a jack. We are the jack. Now the thing is, it's also the 11th letter as the K. The K letter is the 11th letter. 11, 1 and 1 is 2. It means the beta world, and it's now. And that's the reason, okay, we put the K in front of the now, because it is to know where you are, to try and remember where you came from. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, the 45th day of the year, regardless how you see it. But in the Jewish calendar, it's not the 45th day in the year, okay? It's 90, 120. It's about the 130th day in the year. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was the 132nd day of the year, Valentine. Now, one thing about Valentine is the word Valentine, okay, has a 102 count, which is creation. And if you want to know how to find 102, I'm going to show you. Between 1 and 3, from 1 to 2 is 1. From 3 to 2 is 1. From 1 to 3 is 2. And from 3 to 1 is 2. That's how you get it. That's how you get it. That's just it is. 201, 102. That's it. God A, 1. God B, 1. God C, 1. But what if God started at C? It would be God A. Do you understand what I'm saying? The numbers and the letters, it's just a motion. It's just a motion to know where the coordinates are of the next number 1 serving. When you go to Chinese buffet or anything else, you're always served as number 1. They can't serve you as number 2 because you would be behind number 1. Number 1 goes first. And in life, things change. Sometimes you are born second, but you're the number 1 son. You're the number 1 unsung hero in a game that's overrun. Now, what I'm trying to say here is that not only that, but there's GHT. What about GHT? I had a thought. And the reason we don't say the GHT as it is because the G and H is the God of heaven, and the thought is where it comes. So we don't have to see it because we are the extended thought of whatever it is. It comes out from our mouth. We are representing the gods of the heavens, which is actually the gates of the heavens, where the passage of 1/6 letter P, the one spirit of the 6 islands of man, 313, and the 6 islands of the angel, 313, and everything added together and in between. I can tell you stories about things that don't even exist. And the reason they're going to come to exist every time I speak is because something is created in between the beginning and the end. And in between is what I can create. And the good thing about what I can't create, you can create just as well. So whatever I miss, you can get. So if we work together, although there be a lot of holes by one, when there's many covering up in their own tracks, the holes get covered up, just like a blinding shed of snow or a blinding speed of light. Listen, from 1, okay, to 9, okay, in pull, the 9 is on the other side. Just like September, 30 days as September, April, June, and November. Well, listen to this. This is what we got to do, okay? The Gregorian calendar goes this way, okay? The Hebrew calendar goes backwards. But although it's going forwards, it's going backwards because it's an eternal time for the angel connections. Going forward is man, where time can't go forward. It has to be going backwards. So our clock must be wrong. Because if man is going forward, he goes into eternity. When he turns backwards, he goes to whence he came, from birth to death. Both at the end, he wasn't here to begin with. So would that say one went that way, the other one went that way? Only the time did. The time went from here to here, and it came back to meet back up here, and you're in the heavens. Time came around to be. So why I'm saying that is because let's do it this way. 30 days as September, April, June, and November. The reason I'm saying this, okay, is because October is the first month. It's an odd number. Now let me explain why. Because 30 days is September, 30 days creation, to August, which would give you the heaven of 30 days creation, to the gates of the heaven, okay, going backwards, of course. We're going 9, 8, 7, to the gates of heaven, to the 6th island, to the 5 passage, the E-pass, the gates. You have the gates of heaven in expression as number 7, but the actual gate position is in position of the ace in position 5 of the middle world. Now, what else would I was going to say, because I missed something in there. And yes, and let me explain to you again. You see, September, August, okay, that's what I was talking about. August, July, that's what I missed out. Okay, June, May, Mayflower, April shower. So it rains the spirit in April, and the birth is born in September, the 9th month. It's got to be the other way. Wouldn't you have the birth in the 9th month, and after that you automatically get April, which is the 4th month, which is the Delta Connect. Then you have 30 days as September, April, June, 4th month and 6th month, the angle of man's connection. 4 and 6 is Jack. 10, October. The 4 and the 6 make the October. You see, the real year is Tishrei. Okay, the 1st month, which is actually the 7th month, because that's something about the farmers in the field. It's all about the farmer in the dell, right? So what are we going to get to next? It says that October is part of the world of 31 days, okay? But October is an odd number. 1 plus 0 is 1. Now, the question comes is, how do we have November as 30 days when it's an 11? Because it's not actually an 11. It's 1 and 1 is 2. February, okay, is actually November. The real Valentine's is in November, when Spirit Angel Man, number 11, comes to be in life, 30 days of creation. October is the spirit creation in order to have the oncoming of the birth of September. The 4 months of 30 days, in which 3 of them are all even numbers, except for September, Scepter, the month of Scepter, okay, the month of Trey, okay, because Trey, when you say September, it says T-E-R at the end, which means earth. But in French, it would be T-R-E, which means Trey, would mean the tree house, which means man's tree, man's life tree. So that's how it goes in French. You got to mix all these languages together. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So anyways, now, September is an odd month with 30 days. Now, not November. But how come November does not go with October? Okay, because what happens is we go back in the time calendar and we meet, okay? We go October, okay? November, December, January. When we get to March, okay, we have done 6 months. Now, going the other way from September to April, they have done 6 months. We meet. The only difference between the two is in the October, we go October, November, December, January, February, March. October, the 10th month, 1 and 0 is 1. January, the 1st month, equaling to 1. February and November, 11th month, 1 and 1 is 2. February, the 2nd month. So the Valentine to October is November, and its creation, and that's why there's 30 days in November, okay? Not only that, okay, the 8th month, which is August, talking about the heavens, means up and down. It's a period of 30 days because it's needed, excuse me, it's a period of 31 days because it happened before the creation of the heavens. First, the first heaven was created, and then the second heaven of man was created. That's why the 8 has to have 31 days, because it goes in building. You see, February and November, they're both number 2, but number 8 expresses the building of the heavens. Number 2 is the operational, is the world that you're in, but it's the 8 heaven, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, and that's why November, okay, has 30 days. Okay, and 28 days and 29 days are in February because it's the second month. Okay, and it's F, starts with an F for man, 2 and 6, which represents an enormous amount of things. Just the word card, dog, queen, game, there are 26 letter counts. Okay, 3 times 2 is 26. 3 times 2, what about 2 times 3? The number 23 has come back again. The W, I'm going to jump around still with the months, and I don't want to forget the U and the W. Okay, and so now we have 7 months of 31 days. Okay, 217 days. Okay, now the question is, now I'm not going to do this right now with you, right? But I can jog your mind and tell you that the 45th day of the year, the day of the fox, is Valentine's Day. Number 322, okay, equals to 66. It also equals to 7. So then you would multiply the 7 by the 66. You would get 420, and 42, you would get 462. And that's something of some kind of code hidden in the government's deep memory somewhere. Whatever I'm going to say is always going to be a code to something. Whether I bring it to a 1010, you see, the Illuminati 322 brought to a 1010 is 788. But bringing it on with help would be to 1111. So instead of 788, it'll be 899. And that means the totality of the 2 worlds. So 322 would mean 899, the totality of the 3 worlds. 9, 9, and 8, okay, represent, guess what? MDCC. They represent the first part of the independence on that pyramid block. I just know that's the way it is. So I forget what I said now, obviously. Yes, so it'd be 899. So 9 and 9 is 18, or II, or the letter R. And 8 is 26. 9, 9, and 8 is 26. Again, back to 26. 2 and 6 is the heavens. Now, if you want to think about this, okay, the 56th and 65th day of the year, okay, are the only 2 numbers that represent the Mediterranean, our communication along with the moon, okay, and it's the only 2 numbers that represent spirit, angel, and man that can fit on a dice. A dice is a maximum of 6 dots on it in a normal game of craps. Don't forget, it's casino rules, my friend, but it's all the rules. In fact, there's more rules invented in my casino game than in any casino game that's ever been marketed before. Do you know why? Because I got all the in-between decimal points changed to words of rhythmic vibrations inside this world, whichever way you want to call it, degrees of insanity. 432 hertz. I don't care what hertz, okay, but of course 432 hertz. You ever hear of 1, 2, 3? In French, it's like this, 1, 2, 3. But when you say it, 1, 2, 3, okay, 1, 2, 3, it means one of you, but all I was saying was 1, 2, 3. Or you can say it again as 1, 2, 3, Detroit. What's going on in Detroit? 1, 2, 3. So the minute somebody's going to say out of the ordinary, 1, 2, 3, it's going to maybe mean Detroit. It may also mean, okay, 7, 9, 7. 7, 9, 7, 14, 23. Somebody's getting together to create. W means, you know, okay, I'm going to tell you what W means. You're in the creation aspect of it, okay, you're in that world, and you're creating something. 23. The W or the U, okay, what actually happens with the U is the letter I with a dot on it, right? Take the letter U, okay, and put a dot on each side of the ones that go up. That's your two I's. They get split apart in that U and separated, one onto each side. One is in the schoolhouse, one is playing the element of delta, the other one is who you are right here. So you now split up. Now what happens when you split up a U? I didn't say to cut it down the center, right? What you do is you cut it this way. It turns into a jack. So both of yous become jack from one U, two I's, and in the deck of cards, you are the one-eyed jacks. You are the jack of hearts. And the jack of clubs. Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his hat and called him macaroni. That's what they call me, macaroni. They call me all the names. They call me David. Like I said in the other words the other day, the temple of David, the land of David, means all the land of the Jews. The Jews are sweet. It's a sweet thing in the universe. It just so happened in this place that we live in, the correctional center, it got picked up by a human race. They call them the Hebrews, the Zionists, the Jews, the Israelis, the Jordan. They call them Moses. They call them all kinds of names. But the question is, what is the truth? David is a division, a multiplication, a refabrication of the people of God. We have come to a land that is not our land. This land is your land. This land is my land. Okay? That's the way it works. You can't own complete territorial rights to anything in the place we are. You have to understand the game and what is at stake. What is this game and world? You see, what I believe God is looking for somebody to come out and make it work like a child, like a business. You got to take care of it, and anything that moves the size of an ant has got to be taken care of. Okay? The little ants we step on, that's us. We got to take care of every single one of us, because that's what it takes to live here on this planet. That's what it takes to live on this planet. We are association of one. But there's one crazy thing in association. There must be secrets. But let me explain to you what a secret is all about. No one has to know what you're thinking until what you're thinking comes to a thought of action in which you need to ask the others for their respect and their thoughts. That's what it means, a secret. It means not to tell everybody your thoughts, because you're not sure of anything yet until it's concrete, till it's written in stone, till your feet are at the bottom of the ocean and you're so sure that you're floating atop with that cement block on top of you, which is all of us. We are the cement blocks. If there's one out there that's going to save us all, how does he save us? We're going to pounce on him in 2 seconds and knock him down because he don't have the answers all at once. Well, it's pretty simple, my friends. We all have to work together. Okay? We all got to be friendly in one way or another way. Don't do a bad deed. You know what they should do with all the people that do a bad deed? Put them on another island. Take away the bridges and let them live there. Whatever they want. Is that the way we have to do it? The minute they come in, don't put them in a jail. Put them on an island. Let them make it on their own. We won't need any jails. And anybody who comes across, well, just keep them over there. Well, then, what good is that? My judgment like that? You know, it sounds good. It sounds right. But you know what? I'd love to take a survey about everything I think, just to see how others think, just to see the commentary, just so because you know what? I can teach myself a lot of stuff, new ways to do things, but I can't teach myself all the time to get all the in-between answers right away while I'm so busy on to something else. And where was I right now? So let's get back to the months, okay? 28 days in February, sometimes 29. 2 and 9, Ken Dryden. 2 and 9, the birth of this world. Ken Dryden put up all them goose eggs, and they all hatched well. That's why they won 24 Stanley Cups. The heaven of man, the passage of all. Valentine's Day is on the 14th day, the second week of the second month, 22. Okay, 22. Just like the 322, because the next month is March, the coming of Christ. 322, my friends. 322, okay, is December and March, February, and November. If there's a hidden code out there for 322, remember this. Earth, okay, Venus, one of them. Number two, 322, blue and red or blue and white, one of the two combinations. Another one, 22 is life, the letter V. It also the V stands for W, which means a creation of another life, or maybe a new way of communicating, picking up. Maybe they call each person a life. You know what I'm saying? Like getting your 14-year-old child to sign off her name so she owes her life when she gets old enough to work, they'll take her money away. 322 is 3 by 2 is 6 by 2 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3, create. 322 is actually saying 88. 22 to the 1010 is 88, which means the totality of everything but missing the 3 card. They got all the islands contrapted down here, but they don't have it in the heavens because 88 is not 91. Okay, the 3 card is the Christ. Okay, 258, connecting both sides of the worlds from underneath. I know I was talking about the Jack before and all the months. You see, I'm going to go back to the Jack and all the months. Jack is the 10th month. Queen is the 11th month. No, the 10 card is the 10th month. The Jack, okay, is the 11th month. Spirit, angel, man makes the Jack. Just the 10th month makes angel and man. That's why it's 31 days. It's angel and man, 31 days. I'm born on the 4th of the 10th month, and that was the connection of the angled corner. The passage was on the 5th, and then I became regular man on the 6th. So my coming into life in my life was exactly straight like a line. And the time I was born the 8 heavens of 35, 8:35 in the morning. 8, 3 plus 5 is 8, creation of 5. I'm 88, I'm purity bred, born into this world. Upon the land of 4, 1, and 7, which is on your telephone on one side, I fell ill on that day. To every single day of every single specific number of 111, 222, 333, something has happened very specific on all those days. One of the days that is coming up to be is going to be 7/9, which is just about now, right? 6 years, 9 months, which is the Cancer coming up. And the 9 months is right about now. So I'm expecting something to happen to me. I got a ticket last week, but besides that. Anyways, jump from this to that. October 2014. October 2014. Anyways, 5775. Achat shtayim shalosh arba chamesh shmona shmona chamesh. What does that mean? Shemesh shmona chamesh mesh. I don't know. Anyways, for the kingdom of David to be rebuilt, I'm not too much into this, but I do know one thing. Keep your eyes open. The Messiah is one of us. It has to be one of us. Jesus came from the ground, didn't he? Moses came from the ground, didn't he? Didn't they all come from the ground? Is somebody going to come from the past? No. They're all born in the ground. The Messiah's been born already. He's already here, and he's for sure into his 40s, because if he's not in his 40s, he can play the game from the Mediterranean, and that's at 41 and 7 months, exactly when I got sick. So I've been into the game, and the 8 heavens pumped up, but next year, guess what? My 49th birthday, actually the end of this year. Then I get the 50th birthday, and then I get the Ace 5 connection birthday, Area 51, 2014, bingo in the new year. In the new year. The Messiah is born, my friends. He's out there. He's somewhere out there. Someone's going to overlook him because everybody's expecting something. Don't expect anything. Okay? The eyes will not shine of a Messiah until after, not before. right? When you get a hockey player, he plays 1 year for your team, he got 150 goals, and then they pay him the big salary. But the first year, those 150 goals were free. Well, the Messiah is the same thing. He's coming in, and his 150 goals, well, he hasn't scored any of them yet. And only when he does score the 150 goals will you notice that there's a shot that he's a Messiah. So don't throw away any chances. In fact, the Messiah is probably going to say the most stupidest things in the world. Because isn't that what it's all about? It's all about being different, right? And being right all the time. It's good to be different and right all the time. Do you know why? I write something differently all the time. I'm constantly writing something different. You understand what I'm saying? Boy, did I play with those words. Pretty special, pretty funny, honey. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, 45th day of the year. The 44th day of the year means space. The 46th day of the year means the ninth birth. The 46th day of the year is man and the angel connect. 47th day of the year is time of Christ. 48th day of the year causes the heavens. 49th day of the year, bing, 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 that's a special day. 49th day of the year in February is special. Why? Because it runs the calendar from 30 days as September all the way to April, all the way backwards, 49th day of the year. 49th day, February. And then there's the 50th day, okay? And the 50th day. And February ends at the 59th day. Isn't that crazy? 5 and 9 is the birth pass. 5 and 9 in a letter count are both 42, which means 84, in which we did 48 before, which means the four corners of the 8 heaven. 8 by 4 is 32. 8 plus 4 is 12, makes the 44 space. And we're back before Valentine's Day to start all over again, hitting day 51, the egg. What day is 51? Let me think. It'd be the 20th, right? The 20th of February, which would be the day of the egg. Why? The 21st, okay, would be 7, 23rd, 24th of February of the second month. 24 and 31. The 55th day of February is on the 24th. Day of passage. You see, a lot of stuff happens in February. All that 0 or the 28 days in February, because you do everything in February, but you don't do the heavens and you don't do the birth until everything was in the beta world create. Because the beta world is created in February. So you don't have 28 and 29 until 28 for 3 years you have the heaven. And the 1 year that your mind is connected, you have the 29th day of February. In reflection to which November, 1 and 1 is 2, of 30 days. And what's funny, when you do a number count for November, okay, it's the 11th month, 1 and 1 is 2, okay, plus it's the 11th month, makes 13, 1 and 3 is 4. You see, you have to keep counting everything on top of each other, and then I'd have to start explaining everything again, because that's the way it is. It's twisted. You know, it's like a goddamn sewing machine. I think when God did this world, I think he sewed it and knitted it all together, and that's why all the grannies or older ladies out there are all knitting it back together for man to come out in a new time, a new vibration, into a new world. But wait a second, it's the same old world. No, my friends, what you vision and see is not what you feel. The feel of the new world, my friends, the vibrations that will come from within, we will not understand. But you will understand, because you have seen me. You have seen me and meow. And when I meow, I talk and say my words. But you want to see a real saint? I'm going to turn this around for a second. Can you see that up there on my fridge? Sleeping it out on top of a fridge. Although his partner down there is not too busy. Oh, here's one trying to put on my hat. Oh, there he goes, putting on the hat. Anybody else? Oh, Missy, she's going to have babies. She might be waiting for lunch. Anybody else? I guess not. So guess what? The one, listen to this. The one thing about this whole thing is I'm the cat. Tack, cat, Pans, Mr., Sire, Sir, Raphael, Angel. I'm not the Messiah. Oh, no, no, no. I am the story writer that will bring out to people so they will realize that he is among us, to treat each other with respect because we are constantly being watched. And you know what's funny about this? He can be anywhere in the world, and he can probably divide himself up. And the Messiah is easily dividable. I'll show you the easy way to divide the Messiah. I say to myself, is he here around me? And at the same time I say that, you, who's in the Middle East, is saying, is he around me? So we're both thinking that he's around us. So there's a possibility that we have split him up in our minds, and that's how we split up all the churches. Now, to get rid and get out and get with it, I want to say a thing about Monsanto's. Listen to me, friendlies. Listen to me, friendlies, good. I'm taking Monsanto's side on this, okay? I'm sorry. Monsanto has the right to do what they want with the food. You don't have to buy it. As long as it says on the box, may be detrimental to your health, okay? If it doesn't say it's detrimental to your health, then it's illegal. Listen, here, okay? Detrimental to my health. So, like on Monsanto foods and seeds, they should put like one of these signs like this, right? They should do this, and they should tear out your body and show them what's inside. Hey man, my cousin's got 5,000 acres. Now that I've heard about this, and I know because of the internet, thank God the internet is here, and it ain't perfect. And I want to tell you something, guys. You should be happy that satellites are not perfect. You should be happy that internet is not perfect. You should be happy that everything can be busted and hijacked in this system. Do you want me to tell you why? Because if it was perfect, we wouldn't know anything. We would be blocked out about half the things we would ever see. The internet, by being imperfect, is letting us see the difference that is not covered up in the back zone. Don't you see the way it works? It's a cal zone. Okay? The Italian said it. It's all wrapped up, my friends.